People's stuff getting robbed. Man, I got a lot to talk about. I got a whole lot to talk about. I just got rid of my brush because it was all messed up. It lost most of the things. And yeah. It's currently 106. It was so bone-chillingly cold outside that my snot was running all the way down my mouth. I gotta get rid of this. I said, surely there's nobody randomly in the bathroom on the second highest floor because it just opened, but lo and behold, here they come, filing in. I was walking up to the desk and asking them for a Kleenex. That they probably see me as a nuisance. One of them was a lady who gave me like a polite smile, and then the other one I asked for a Kleenex, and then yeah, it's fun stuff. But I just started the process yesterday. I found some places. I'd rather just pay full price for a place and move out if I can't get a housing voucher to help me pay for the rent, or if that waiting list doesn't contact me and tell me that they're ready to give me a group home or something like that, because I'm trying to get out of that place immediately. Sucks being homeless. They're doing a freaking photo shoot. There's something hazy in the camera. Now you see better. Someone's waiting for one. Good stuff. My hair is coming back with a vengeance. If you know, you know what happened over the past few months. It looks like I'm in the middle of a fucking Russian subway. I just saw that video talking about why Soviet subways are so beautiful. You got some firefighters right there or some shit. On the other side of this corridor. Let me take this off. Gotta stay on my headphones so people won't bother me, but yeah. Let me put on my backpack and then get on with the rest of my day. I just pulled my iPad out of this backpack, so yeah, I had to get away towards some silence because it's 3:45 right now, and they're going to start giving out like free food, hopefully. Then I'll be going to work. This is actually the first Sunday in the entire time I started this new job where I was scheduled to work on a Sunday. Okay. We take this right here, and then yeah. So nobody will be able to bother me or come talk to me or stand around me or listen in on me without me knowing. So let me just go ahead and read these notes, what I want to talk to you guys about. So one thing I want to say, some things I want to say about the shelter is that, number one, they only give us a limited window of time when we can come back into the shelter. Like, as grown men, that feels really weird. Like, every time I want to take a shower, I have to squeeze around people, and I'm packed in these. Well, if I go to the day center, the same place that I do laundry, if I want to take a shower over there, I'll be packed in like sardines. And then I don't remember, I'm packed, it's these little areas where you take showers. And then somebody said it's worse than jail. That was a few days ago. But yeah, it's a homeless shelter. They know that you don't have anywhere else to go. But I don't remember the last time. Maybe I can count on one hand the amount of times in the past week where I could go somewhere and close the door behind me and lock it and then be officially by myself. So when you go to take a shower at either place, like at the homeless shelter, there's these little stalls. You're going to have walls on both sides, but there's no curtains. Like you just look up and you just see a horizontal bar. Like it's a symbol that there were once curtains, but like I mean I can do some pull-ups. Don't get me wrong, I can get a good workout in the morning, but I'm here mainly to take a shower. But like when you just see that horizontal bar, you know that there used to be curtains there, like there used to be more privacy. Like who knows, maybe if people were better about like not trying to do drugs, they would keep the doors. You still see the hinges where the doors used to be on the bathroom stalls too, and the women's shelter still has doors on the bathrooms. I know because I asked someone who was cleaning, who had to fix drainage. They were talking about how someone dropped a bottle inside one of the toilets at the thing, and oh, I'm right in front of all the Chinese bus because I see a lot of kanji, but that I asked that guy if there's doors at the women's shelter, and he said they deal with more drug problems over there. It's not as many mentally unstable people, I guess. I don't remember exactly what he said, but yeah, maybe if people were more like, and if people cleaned up after themselves, they wouldn't have to ban people from bringing food in. And then if people weren't always trying to like inject things into themselves or do other stuff, they would still, who knows, they might still allow us to have curtains and still allow us to have doors on the bathrooms. But like every aspect of it is just uncomfortable. It's just so inconvenient. Like, and the thing is, everyone who sees me assumes I'm one of those crackheads. Like they group me in with them. And can you really blame them? I mean, I'm standing in line in front of crackheads. Well, not really. Well, not really. I don't stand in front of certain people because they might do something, you know. But I like to keep my eyes on them. So, but anyway, I'm standing behind, in line behind crackheads, or at least in the same line as them. Crazy people, you know, and then people who are very agitated, people who are looking for a fight, people who are mentally ill, people who stink, who smell bad. So people who are not homeless, like every random person is just going to group me in with other people in that situation. That's all they see. And like when they see me carrying like a big ass plastic bag, see-through bag, walking 15 minutes because my shelter doesn't have a laundry that's for the guests to use. They just wash their own covers that they give us. They started giving us 2 covers again recently, which is great. Like I said, they have the resources to do that. So I was confused when they started making us get 1 cover for like a couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so. So the laundry is just to wash their own stuff. But that people outside, random people see me carrying a big ass plastic bag full of dirty clothes. They can see through it. They're going to be like, oh, he's probably on drugs or something. But maybe not. I mean, I walk kind of fast. I don't look like someone who's limping or anything, like someone who's like really has problems upstairs. Like one of my assistant managers, he said there was somebody who came in to order something. He was like, sometimes the ship is still moving when the captain ain't doing nothing. Or he said captain ain't doing, and then he was like, ain't doing nothing. So yeah, that's a lot of people that are around. Like, and yeah, they're going to group me in as, but my fear is that they're going to group me in with those homeless people, because like I'm really delicate about like my own perception, like how people perceive me, like how the public sees me, like my outward visage, the sensitive child. Like I'm just walking up and standing up here and I have my stuff sitting down there, and I'm just overlooking this overpass right here where people are walking in and out. But I can't even wash my own clothes when they're dirty right away. I can't wash them right away. I have to schedule a laundry appointment like 16 days in advance, and I can't even lay down in bed as long as I want to. Like I only have a limited time. I have to be out of bed and downstairs by 12 p.m. But I did get permission to go back up there on Thanksgiving because it was a holiday. And, I have to get my 2 towels the night before, because when they open the downstairs at 4 a.m., they also open the laundry area. But after 6 after 6:15 a.m., they close the laundry room door and it automatically locks. So I won't be able to get my 2 towels if I wait until the next morning, a janitor or unless the 2 janitors that I'm super cool with just so happen to be there, or the other janitor named the 2 main ones that I'm cool with are black janitors. Then there's a white janitor that I'm kind of cool with too. But yeah, since they know, they started leaving my sheets on my bed. Since they know that I work, I think they figured it out. They just stopped taking my sheets off at one point, but everyone else's stuff gets cleared out. They take the sheets off of the bed, and I heard they were checking under the beds. I had a random book under my bed, but that was there before I even moved to that bed. But yeah, if I'm not working, I have to get my 2 covers between 6:30 p.m. and 8 p.m., which is the nighttime shower for everybody. Or if I'm working and I come there around 2 a.m. or 2:30 a.m., I have to get my 2 towels at that point before I go to sleep. There's people who have to like lock and unlock the doors. Just so you did hear that right, by the way. There's people who have to lock and unlock the laundry door just so I can get in the shower in the morning. Or I can go to the same place I do laundry, like I said, and I can shower there. But at that place, I can do laundry there. But that's the only place that I've done laundry for the past couple of months, because it's the only place that will allow me to do laundry. But there's other places like dry cleaners, but I spoke to them. It seems like they have to do it for you. Like, it's this complicated process. I just wanted to go in and do my own laundry. But yeah, that's been the only place. And I can also take a shower there, but it's, like I said, it's even more cramped over there than at the shelter. And most of the time, all the time, when I take showers at the shelter, I'm taking it in the morning. And most people have to go downstairs at 6:15 a.m. because most of them don't have a job, or they're not on the sleep in list. So yeah, it's more spacious, but still you don't get covers. And usually there's only 1 or 2 other people taking a shower upstairs at the shelter at the time that I'm taking a shower. So yeah, I gotta walk 15 minutes. I've been taking a scooter ever since it got cold, but yeah, I just don't like a bunch of random people walking around looking at me, seeing me with this big ass clear bag. And I was taking the scooter here to this library. I got here a little before 1 p.m. and I forgot that it doesn't open until 1 on Sundays, and I was freezing, and the scooter was like frozen in the position where you hold down to go forward, the Lime scooter. But yeah, you can't even like bring food inside, like even if it's 33 degrees with a winter storm coming. And like at nighttime, it was 21 degrees, like last night. Well, Friday night going into Saturday morning. And the place where I take a shower and do laundry, they close at 1 p.m. on Saturdays. I was there yesterday. And the window for you to come back into the shelter is between 10:30 and 12:30 p.m. Plus, the place that just closed at 1 p.m., you don't even have enough time to fold all your laundry. And they give you a sack lunch, and you have to hopefully eat as much as you want outside, or you go to that front area where at least you can be inside, but you're right in front of the metal detector. And nothing, by the way, nothing is really being done to rehabilitate crazy people or drug addicts. Like, if you tried to make a movie script where the craziest script wins like $10 million, this reality would be crazier than whatever fictional movie you could come up with, like, honestly. And I've seen people sitting down. I saw one guy sitting down calmly. They stand up, and he picks up one of those uncomfortable plastic middle school cafeteria chairs, and he throws it 20 feet off to the side. Everyone turns and looks at him. Then he walks and paces back and forth for like 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds. And then he sits back down calmly again. And then a few days later, I saw him he was just sitting down calmly with his palms facing up like he was praying or something. And I've seen stuff like, I have like a million of those types of stories, and stuff that I haven't seen that I've heard from other people is also crazy. Some of that stuff is even like crazier than the stuff I've seen. Some of that stuff is even crazier, and I've only heard that stuff through word of mouth. Like, I've heard stories of people rubbing feces on the wall, and I have not seen that, but I have seen that type of disgusting stuff on the floor. I've seen it on the floor. And at at the day center they don't wipe down tables until everybody's already leaving. So when I get my fresh, clean, dry clothes, I have to put my clean clothes on a dirty ass table. You don't know what type of people have been at those tables, and most people there don't often take showers, but they still leave the facility looking dirty. So, I mean, you've got crackheads walking around the shelter at all 24 hours of the day. Like, I had one of my managers. I've had one of my managers see, and this guy just walked in without even covering his mouth. He was just like, it was kind of like where they would be, and this yeah, this guy walked it, that loud ass coughing. I turned around. It was him. He was the one that was like not covering his mouth. That happens all the time at the shelter. That's why been wearing a mask for the longest time. I don't know what this is, but it looks quite interesting. And also, this kind of looks like a graphic novel. But yeah, I had one of the manager. Actually, it was a manager in training. He was like, he was asking me why I keep showing up 3, 4 hours. He was asking me why. I can't even say nothing. He was asking me why I keep showing up 3, 4 hours before my shift starts, and then he was like, do you wanna go back and wait at home? Can you? That's what he said. He was like, and I was like, I didn't even go into detail about it, but like, I only, now here's the thing, I only told very, very upstanding individuals, I tell you, but I only told one, I, I told one person, one manager, the one who interviewed me, the biggest boss that physically works there. I told her that I was in a shelter, and she was like, I could tell you were homeless. I've been around for a long time. And then the assistant manager who was talking about the crazy guy that came in one time about the ship is moving, but there's no captain. But he was also like, that situation. I've been in that for 2 years. So those, as far as I knew, those were the only two people who knew about it. It was two managers, the one regular and the other was assistant. And then I came there, and then I came there randomly on my shift yesterday, actually 2 days ago, Friday night, because today is Sunday. And then there was one woman who's not a manager. She was like, I was telling her the time, because I always close typically, and she was like, does the she was like, I was making sure there was no people nearby, but she was like, does the shelter allow you to come there late? Like, and I was like, I was just like I was like, how you know this? And then I was like, how the hell do you know? Like, what the helly? Like, what the helly? How the hell do you know about that? But what's his name? I don't even remember. It was a black youngster. He was the one in that Nardwuar interview. He was like, how you know this? But yeah, we've got learning to speak English. This is interesting. Yeah, some very interesting books and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's 4:02. It's 4:02 p.m. I'm gonna try and for once I'm gonna actually try and pack up one of those lunches in Tupperware, because I'm actually going to work for the first Sunday that I'm actually going out to work. I'm like, what the helly? But Xing Dao Li Bao equals Xing Tao daily. That's what it says right there. But it's so funny listening to people speak foreign languages and then you hear them say like American names, and it sounds completely American. Like, especially in Spanish stuff, when they say like, somos para comprar Comcast Digital Wireless. It'll be stuff like that. But some of these look like they were Western books that were translated. But yeah, this is The Fault in Our Stars. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The good thing is that I was just looking at some places last night, and I put in an application a few days ago on affordablehousing.com, and then last night I started looking, and then I saw that I got a notification for an entirely second place that is affordable, but I looked into it, and the security deposit is really crazy on that one. So now I'm just freestyling after I spoke about how I was surprised that the other person knew I was in a shelter. Now after that, I was just freestyling. My notes are already over, but yeah, that was and then last night I already did an application days ago, and then I did the application, and then last night before I went to bed, because I was off yesterday, I was in bed around 9 p.m. like everybody else at the shelter. I got that new notification. That place is a no-go. That's a second place that I did not apply to, because I only applied to one place. And then last night I applied to two more places. That are very affordable, and then one is around 500. One is under $600, and the other one is under $700. They're both really close downtown. They're actually both in downtown, because I'm still on that waiting list from that housing assessment I did on November 20th. And then ever since that housing assessment, they added me to a list because they said I'm articulate. I'm not on, I don't have, because there's a mother and daughter right there. I'm going to whisper this, because I'm not on any registry and I don't have any felonies. And I'm articulate and I work and stuff like that. They said it's looking really good, but at this point I need to get out of here quickly because of all the stuff I just listed, and I must have mentioned like a million different things that I dislike about the shelter. Like, between this and living outside, you really are weighing the pros and cons, because there's some significant ones. But I said at this point, because I'm going to call those two places tomorrow on Monday, and hopefully set up some kind of tour, because I'm realistically, like, I'll realistically pay full price for an apartment to live in, rather than stay here for like a few months or whatever the frick. Because instead of waiting on a waiting list of 10,000 people, they keep saying waiting list, and trying to get a housing voucher to help me pay for the rent. You already know there's going to be a waiting list for that. Waiting lists that are 10,000 people long already in front of me. And like, at what point are they going to get to me? Even though I know somebody at the same shelter who was able to, I got total security. Somebody has to walk down here to get my stuff. But yeah, even though I know somebody in the same exact shelter who got out and got themselves into a group home where they have their own room and their own key, I'm still like, I need to be out of there like yesterday. Like, I have no intention of staying there for a long time. So I'm going to call the places that I'm realistically considering, which is the three places. Now it's three places, because I applied to two additional last night. The three places I applied to, I'm going to actually call them and get that ball rolling, and just like get on with that process. Because I cannot, I've got an extension that probably goes for almost until the end of December, end of this year, because the first is tomorrow, and I have my next meeting is on December 10th, Wednesday, every 2 Wednesdays. Excuse me. Sure, wetland, then and now. China's first national wetland park. Do you know that Korean names that are that say park, they're actually pronounced as puck or something like that. It's something similar. So I don't know if you could see it that well. I just turned it around because the camera's facing me, so I don't know what you guys saw. But it says Lee Ku-chan. That's the author. Well, it says the title and the author. But yeah, I'm really realistically because I had saved up a good amount of money. One person asked me who used to sleep in the same room as me for a few nights. He was like, "Do you got $1?" Different people asking me for $1, asking me to use a phone. One guy got kicked out yesterday. He was outside. Then I walked in by the metal detector and I saw that there were two sports bags over there. And then he came inside. He was like, "Bro, you got a phone?" I was like, "No," because I was eating my lunch by the metal detector in that room at the very front. And he got kicked out, and he said he was telling somebody else they kicked me out because they said I wasn't in the system. And I'm like, how I wasn't in the system when I woke up this morning. What he means is that he woke up in one of their beds this morning, and they check the beds. They have somebody walk up and down and write down whoever's not in the bed is going to get taken out of the system. And he was trying to get somebody to call an Uber to he said something like that, but then at some point I was just sitting there minding my business, but he was calling his mom. He kept saying the street wrong. He kept saying Market and East Street, and then the person next to him was like East Market Street, and he kept saying East and Market Street, but he didn't know the exact number. And then he just said, "Meet me by the gas station. I'll walk over there, or you can come over here." And then it just went like that. But yeah, I'm realistically working on getting up out of here because I'm not cut from the same cloth. I'm coming there in the morning. The housekeeping got their work cut out for them because every morning I come up there to take a shower. Mind you, everyone who wanted to get up and do something has already been in and out of the bathroom by that time. And the janitors haven't come in yet. So what you're seeing is the result of all these grown men over the entire overnight and the entire morning. And they've already went downstairs. Every morning I come up, it's like piss all over the floor, like urine. And there's a toilet all the way at the end that has been covered up with a plastic bag for days now. And it's just like when I was living by myself for 3 years, I didn't have piss on the floor. Like there was hair and stuff, and it was like, I think that was pretty much it. But you would never see piss on the floor when I would leave the bathroom, and I would clean it up. Like I wouldn't let it go for like 3 months and not clean up the bathroom or something like that. Like it was semi-clean. Like the main thing that was dirty was the window, honestly, not the mirror. But it's just like I'm not come from the same cloth as these people. Some people, one janitor was in prison for like 29 years, and then he came back this year, and he has his own car, and he has a group home now. And he said he owns the car. So if he can get in that situation, I'm not coming from that situation. I'm coming from much better. I'm making my own money now. So, and I already got stocks working. I can hustle that. And if someone is like, if I have people on YouTube who are like sending money through Cash App, I can get that completely tax free. So like I'm educated in all the things I have going for me. I need to be in my own place. Like I'd rather like whether I have to pay full price for my own place or get a group home, like whatever comes first, whichever option is presented to me first, that's the one I'm going to hop on. That's the opportunity I'm going to pounce on after. And I'm going to take that one. So, but I need to be out of here soon, like real in 2 weeks, I'll have a realistic plan. Over this next week, I'll have a realistic plan worked out, because that website I used to look stuff up, it says available now. Like it'll tell you if they have that space available now. So, yeah. And this, like, these are some interesting ass books. There was one with a lady on it. Chinese lady. For the Chinese people. But yeah, I'll go ahead and I don't know why, but I don't know why, but I just have like a million pictures of books saved in my phone if it has an interesting cover or title. But I'm going to get up out of here. See ya. Ciao. Oh, look at this. Black Cultural Center. It's something. Black. It's well. It says Black Literature and Culture, but yeah. I hope you guys. I hope you get update you guys later. Oh, also I have for the first time ever, and this is funny because I'm homeless, but I actually am working on like multiple different multiple different dates on a specific dating app. Now, it's not one of the ones I've been using, but like it's funny because only like a few short years ago, when I first started dating around age 20, I thought like there was nothing happening. And 21 was when I was at my worst point as far as like my own self esteem and self confidence within that realm of life. And then it bled into other areas of life where I just had like low confidence. But the fact that, and I was telling somebody, I'm downtown. Maybe we can come. I can meet you halfway if that's fine. Let me know what you think about that. And she was like, I'm in XYZ. That's close to downtown. And I haven't responded yet, but I'm about to be like, say less. If you want to come, just, and I'm going to let her know I don't live with people. I'm going to let her know I live with people. So, also there's this one, Latinas, Latinas, Latinas. You gotta move your head whenever you say it. Just ask King Keto, Brandon Carter. But there was one who was like 50 years old, like 50, like she's double my age. And I just sent her a message yesterday talking about meeting up. Well, number one, she asked what I did for work, and I told her I do finances online. That's what I told her yesterday. And then the conversation continues. And I said, I would love to talk to you more. And she says, that's fine. You can talk to me whenever you want. And then I specify, like, I want to meet you. I don't. And then she only speaks Spanish. And before I liked her, I put in my bio, hablo español. And then she responded to me. But then I told her in Spanish, I was like, I don't text people that I don't want to meet. And then she was actually in agreement because it's one of those Latinas that she has like a heart emoji on top of her face and it kind of looks like a scam, but she's like stupid thick. But like, yeah, and not only did because I do the stock market, but I also have a normal job just flipping burger. Not really. They don't flip burgers where I'm at, but they put the burger in the fryer, just putting burgers together. I'm on make line mainly until close, which is around that when paying customers stop, that's when I start cleaning up. But I told her, the only one I told her was that I do finances online, and she said that makes me really happy. But yeah, and then I also told her when I told her that I want to see her, I also told her I have other dates, so we have to plan ahead of time. So that was that was that was mainly like the thing. So yeah, for the one time that I'm working on, and I had other matches that had come up in the past day. So I'm working on other dates because I like cis women and trans women primarily. But if it's dudes, then the man has to be pretty, like, so has to almost look like a beautiful woman who doesn't have a chest or something like that. You get what I mean? Like something like that. So yeah, I just wanted to give you an update on that. That's what I totally forgot. And that woman who said she's close to downtown, I'm gonna be like, I like the enthusiasm. And this guy that just left right there, he's always over there when they have food. That was the door that closed just now, so I'm going to get up out of here. That's the skyline right there. I don't know if you can see it, but the Salesforce building, and then you see the lady holding up the statue of the lady at the very top of the obelisk, like in the very, very center, holding up that thing, but with the eagle on top of her head. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Got all three stuff charging: phone, iPad, and headphones. We're good to go. The one that charges two at once is gas. There, that woman over there just said. That woman over there just said, "I need to get the fuck out of this state." But yeah, there are white women in their 50s and 60s who had big booty way before it became part of like culture, part of like massive culture, just black culture. Some of the older ones, which I made a video talking about how I'm open to them, a lot of white women don't get ass. Also, a lot of them don't get ass until they get older. And some of them have only been dealing with white guys, and their big booty has never been acknowledged. It's never been praised or appreciated. Man, it's not a good look, to me at least. As long as they're in a relationship that's good and safe and stuff. But yeah, you know what I mean. I would constantly be appreciative. Not really. I kind of get spoiled after a little bit, and I kind of get standoffish, especially after certain activities commence underway.